Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. In this video, we are going to dive deep into the human design transit reading for the new moon in Virgo, which is happening tomorrow. And I want to invite you to our new moon in Virgo celebration and ritual tomorrow in our global community. You can join the global community for free, and the event is held for free, open to the global community, anybody who's a member of that space. And we are going to have some freaking fun. Tomorrow, we're definitely going to do Club Jai, and you just have to be there to know what that's like. So excited for that. We, in our ceremonies, we connect to the energy of the new moon. I do a card reading. I chant sacred songs to open up sacred space. We do our ritual. And then at the end, we celebrate by doing a virtual dance party. So come join us for that. And again, it's totally free to join. Before we dive into the human design transit reading for this new moon, I do want to remind you to please give this video a thumbs up whether you're watching live or replay. Please subscribe to our channel, especially if you are new and you just happen to land upon this video and you enjoy the content, and make sure that the notification bell is selected so that you get notified when I go live and when I upload videos. Mostly I go live, so the best part about this channel is when I go live, the live chat, and we get to kind of hang out, and it really does feel like a hangout. So wanted to remind you about that. Also, I want to encourage you to download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It enters you into my email list, and I send a weekly moon magic report. I actually posted the moon magic report that came out today, because it goes out every Wednesday, in the global community. So you can click on that and you can actually read it even if you're not on the newsletter yet. And you can subscribe to it from that space. So that was actually a really fun thing that I realized today. I don't know why I haven't been doing that, but started doing it and feels good. The other announcement that I'm really excited about, and I'm going to do something really fun with us, is our Tarot Masterclass, which begins next Thursday. So we're basically a week away from the Tarot Masterclass beginning. And this is a course that I've been kind of dreaming about for a long time. I will be co-teaching it with Jason, who is my really good friend from the channel. His YouTube channel is called Ray of Light Tarot, and we will be gathering once a week on Thursday evenings for 9 weeks. We're going to talk about the history of tarot, the meaning of symbols within the tarot, symbolism in general, all the connections to ancient practices and ancient cultures and civilizations that basically the tarot stems from. We're going to talk about what is divination, how, the progression of divination throughout time, how the cards are really used in modern times. And we're also going to go into the major arcana one by one, going into all of the detail of each of the cards, all the symbols in each of the cards. We will be using the Rider-Waite tarot deck, which is a very traditional deck, and has the most Hermetic alchemy symbols within it. Basically, it's like a Hermetic alchemy school, but looking at it through the tarot. So it's going to be really fun. We're also going to each of the minor arcana suits, and then at the end, go over doing the card spreads, different card spreads, as well as talking about our intuition and how to tap into our strongest intuitive sense while we're reading the cards. And basically the whole concept of you being the oracle of the reading and you being the one that the energy and the frequency channels through. So to give you guys a preview, I want to talk about the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first flip this way. I'm going to take a picture of this so I can kind of mark it and show you guys. And we're going to freaking talk about it. So hang on, let's click on done, save to photos, go find it real quick. Where's my photos? So yesterday I was talking about, okay, where is it? You look at all my photos. Oh, it's happening. Oh my God, this is so funny. Hang on one second while I find the picture. Okay, let's go to all photos. There it is. Okay. So we're going to edit. And there we are. Okay, this is what I wanted to get. Anyways, before we actually do this, hello Raven, welcome into the chat. Hello Ping, welcome in. Hello Raessa and everyone else that's watching, and everyone that's watching the replay. Please leave a comment below and say hi. The tarot always blows my mind. I love using it. Yeah, it does me too, Raven. So here's the Wheel of Fortune. And there is something really special about this specific card and also, the card of the world. But, I remember I was talking to Jason about it in our live video that we did on his channel on Monday, where we talked about it and did a couple of readings, how these two cards have these 4 symbols found within them, which is basically the eagle, the man, the lion, and the bull. And these 4 symbols are very, 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 very much connected to ancient Egypt as well as ancient Atlantis. In fact, I'm going to show you the origins of these 4 symbols in one of the temples along the Nile, the temple of Kom Ombo, and where it is found on that temple and where these 4 figures are seen in the tarot class. I will actually show you that image. So basically the eagle, which is on the top right, is the symbol of also the scorpion and the snake. And it actually represents the royal fixed star of Antares, which is actually the heart of the scorpion in the Scorpio constellation or the Scorpion constellation. And this Antares star connects us to Archangel Uriel, who is the most mysterious of the archangels. But basically, these 4 symbols are the 4 archangels, the 4 royal fixed stars, the 4 fixed signs in the zodiac. So Scorpio is a fixed sign, Leo is the other fixed sign, Taurus, and then Aquarius. These 4 signs are represented here. I mean, this is pretty wild, right? Then the lion, of course, on the bottom is Leo, the sign of Leo, connected to the Regulus, royal fixed star Regulus, which is the star at the heart of the lion, like very royal frequency. Archangel Raphael, who is the healing archangel. The bull is connected to Aldebaran, and Aldebaran is the eye of the bull in the Taurus constellation. And the connection to the bull is to the sign of Taurus, but also connections to Hathor. And I'm gonna dive a little deeper in a second. This is Hathor as well, who is the cosmic mother, the sky mother, basically. The Temple of Dendera holds the key to understanding who Hathor really was and why she was worshipped. She was the cow goddess. She's the Milky Way. So why she's a cow makes so much sense. But anyways, this is the connection to Aldebaran, which is the eye of the bull, and Archangel Michael. And then the man is the Aquarius constellation, but the star, the fixed star that this connects to, is actually found in Pisces, in Western astrology, around 3-4 degrees of Pisces, and it is Fomalhaut, and it is actually the Christ consciousness frequency. It's the fish that drinks from the water that the water bearer, the Aquarius constellation, the man, pours out of his jar, which you see the symbol too in the Temperance card and in the Star card. I mean, pretty crazy stuff, right? Hello, Lish, welcome in, and hello, Jeanette, welcome in. So this is the fixed star Fomalhaut, which is Archangel Gabriel, who is the messenger of God. So just from those 4 symbols, you get so much information. And again, in the Tarot Masterclass, which is what I'm talking about, the reason I'm doing a little preview here of the Tarot Masterclass that begins next week on the 21st, on the fall equinox too, I'm going to show you the original image of where these 4 symbols can be found in one of the temples of ancient Egypt. But there's a couple more symbols that I wanted to talk about, and they are the 3 symbols around the wheel. Hello, Kim, welcome in. So you have this yellow snake that's descending down, or the yellow serpent. And the yellow serpent represents a vibration and the involution of cosmic radiant energy that descends into matter. So a spirit descending into matter. That's what that serpent represents. This guy over here, he's called the Hermanubis, and he represents the evolution of consciousness from matter to spirit, from the lower realms to the higher forms. So you have from as above, so below, as below, so above, but spirit descending into matter, matter, the physical, ascending back to spirit. And then you also have this Sphinx, which actually represents our true self beyond the veil of our personality. So this stuff is like freaking wild, right? But what is the Wheel of Fortune card? The Wheel of Fortune card is basically a call of destiny, a twist of fate. When this card comes around, it actually marks an important point because it's a turning point in the story of the major arcana. The next card after this is the Justice card, and the Justice card sits right at the center of the 22 trump cards and holds the key to the portal of basically the next process, the ascension process. And you can only pass through the gates of the Justice card if your heart weighs as light as a feather. And this is where the wheel turns and there's a twist of fate, and we are being surprised, right, by the universe and having to step into a whole new experience, a whole new situation so that we can learn. So it's a portal and a gateway to ascension. But here's the last thing that I want to cover before we actually dive into the human design, okay? Tell me if you guys are like tripping already. So here we have these 4 letters. everything in the cards represents something. Like the reason that each of the figures has a book in their hands, the reason why they have wings, the gray clouds in the background, the blue sky in the background, like all of this has meaning, and we're going to dive into that in the class. Even the symbols inside the wheel. And so I'm going to focus on just these symbols right here. The T, the A, the R, and the O. Okay? Did you know that that was even there? Okay, I don't think so. So these 4 letters actually talk about a very sacred like phrase, and it is as follows: ROTA, rota, or rota, TARO, ORAT, orat, TORA. These 4 letters spell all these words, right? And then ATOR. So here we go. Rota means wheel, to rotate, right? This is going to blow your mind. Taro means, the tarot. Orat is like oration, oracular. It's basically speaking of speaking. So we're going to write speak. It's like the voice communicating. Tora basically means law. And Ator basically represents Hathor. Ator, Hathor. Okay. So what is the wheel? What is this statement? Why is this significant to this? Okay. The wheel in the tarot speaks the law of Hathor. Right? The wheel in the tarot speaks the law of Hathor. Did you even know that about this card? Sorry, I am such a fucking geek. But anyways, that's what I've been doing with my time, and I'm going to share it with you in our Tarot Masterclass, so don't miss it. The only way there's 2 ways to sign up. One of them is the payment plan, and the other one is to pay in full. The class is 444, of course, sacred numerology, or 111 a month for 4 months. And the payment plan will only be available during the live class. There's going to be replays for every class, and you'll be able to watch them later. And we're going to be diving deeper into this in class. And I just want to give you guys a sneak preview of like what this is going to be about and what we're going to be bringing to this, or at least what I'm going to be bringing to this, So yeah, pretty epic stuff. We will continue to sell the class once it's over, but they're only going to be a painful option. So yeah, right, Lish? Crazy shit. Okay. So now let us dive into our topic of the evening, which is our new moon in Virgo, happening tomorrow on the 47th gate. So I was looking at this chart earlier, and there are no complete channels for this moon. So you really have to know your own human design chart. And I always recommend that you guys pull your chart out, have it with you so that you can see if the channel is completed by your chart. So we don't count the red lines when we do a transit reading. We only look at the black lines. And so there's a few things that jumped out at me, but we're going to start with the energy of this actual moon. So this new moon, which means the sun and the moon are conjunct on the 47th gate, which is a gate found in the Ajna Center, which you see here on the screen. The Ajna Center is about thoughts. It's about processing thoughts. It's about thinking. It represents the mind. And whether you have it defined or undefined, you have a different way of expressing thoughts. If your Ajna Center is defined, you have a consistent way of thinking and processing thoughts. If your Ajna is undefined, you have an inconsistent process of thoughts. In fact, you can be quite psychic because the undefined centers absorb and magnify. So if you're around other people with a defined ajna, or not really, you could like read, this is the thing that I love about the undefined centers. They become your psychic abilities. That's what I've been noticing about freaking human design. And it can feel like a gift. It is a gift, but it can also feel like a curse, right? Especially with a completely open solar plexus center like I have. But anyways, these are the spaces, the undefined centers are the spaces where you learn the most. The universe is teaching you through these places, because you're so open to what is around you. So that's a little bit of background into the center here called the ajna. Now, the gate is, you can see it here, it's on top left of the ajna center, and it's a channel that connects to the head center. And it connects via the 64th gate. And so what I want to read to you is the energy of the 47th all alone. Whoever has, I have a couple people in the chat saying they have the 47, and then I have somebody saying they have the 64th. I have the 64th as well. So if you have the 64, this channel will complete itself for the new moon. If you have the 47, this energy, wherever it is in your chart, is going to get magnified or intensified, because the sun and the moon are going to be conjuncting that space in your chart. So let's start with the 47th. What is this energy? Yesterday, we looked at this from the lens of the gene keys. And this gene key, just to put it into perspective, moves from the shadow of oppression to the gift of transmutation to the city of transfiguration. And we talked about how that is related to basically the crucifixion, the story of the crucifixion. Hello, Ariel, welcome in. The story of the crucifixion, but also what happens after the crucifixion. That transfiguration is what happens after the crucifixion. So if you think of it in those terms, once you get to a place where you go through that sort of dark night of the soul, the crucifixion is the death, right? The death ritual, the tower, all those awesome cards in the tarot that eventually lead to the star card. The transfiguration is the gift that we are tapping into, that we have the potential to tap into here. And I read the whole thing in yesterday's video. So make sure you go check that out for the astrology. But let's take that perspective and look at the 47th gate through the lens of human design. So this gate is called the gate of realization. Another name for it is oppression, which is the shadow frequency of this gate. The quick reference theme of the 47th gate is people that always look to understand life by relating it to their own personal experience. So this new moon is inviting us to understand our life by relating life to our own personal experience. These people are under huge pressure. This is what this new moon is going to make us feel, to conceptualize past experiences. This entire week, I feel like I'm doing a crazy recapitulation and making sense of a lot of things are coming together for me. They lay out all of the images in their minds, trying to piece them together, like an artist assembling a collage. If they are patient, they can create inspiration out of confusion. Ultimately, these people are much better at resolving other people's past experiences rather than their own. And if you don't have the 64, you're always waiting for the flash of inspiration that brings the mental pressure to a temporary end. So this is basically the energy of this new moon. We are trying to understand our life by relating it to our own experiences. And this is an abstract sensing circuit channel, which means that there is no clarity in the moment. There's no clarity while things are happening. Hello, Jill, welcome in. There's only clarity when you wait until when the experience has ended and you look back. And as you're looking back, you get the wisdom of the experience, but you can't make sense of it while it's happening, which obviously can be frustrating, of course. But we are being invited or set an intention with this new moon in Virgo to do that process, to contemplate and to reflect back on the past. And it's interesting because there's a lot of retrogrades right now, but the ruler of this moon is Mercury, and Mercury is in Virgo, and he's retrograde in Virgo, but he's going direct the day after this new moon. So there's a lot of insights, and the moon conjuncts Mercury right before the actual new moon conjunction. And so there's a lot of connection here to the mind energy of Mercury and the ajna, right? Because Mercury is here in this space along with the sun and the moon. They're not in exact conjunction. They're kind of far away degree-wise, but they're still in the same sign. And he does that direct motion the next day, which means that once we experience or set the intention to find the clarity, the next day the clarity may arrive, but it's about looking back and making sense of the past and transmuting the past as well, right? So the other gate here is the 64th. And I have the 64th. So for me, the channel will be completed. And I always want to talk about the channel because some of us might have this energy complete. And this is how you do the transit readings for yourself. You look at what gates you have active and you compare it to the gates that the planets are on right now. So the 64th is the gate of confusion before completion. These are people who are under constant mental pressure to make sense out of past issues or events. So there's that theme again. These people have to accept confusion as part of their lives. They are visual in an abstract way. These are minds flooded by images and memories from the past. Their goal is to accept the mental pressure and wait until the images assume some kind of order. At the mental level, these people are always trying to bring resolution to their experiences. The 64 needs the 47 to process the flood of images. Otherwise, it is just a confused mess of unedited rushes, which is my normal state. But the 4764 or 6447 makes the channel of abstraction, a design of mental activity mixed with clarity. Your mind can either be very inspiring for others or very confusing for you. The trick is to not only use your mind to resolve issues that do not concern you directly. The trick is to only use your mind to resolve issues that do not concern you directly. These people are here to create something new out of something old. They bring abstract thought into the world through the arts, philosophy, history, and culture. So those of you with a 64, you might just get pretty creative this week. They reshape the past in different ways. For example, cultural revolutions. The confusion these people experience at the mental level forces them to process the past in new and creative ways. I'm constantly doing this, actually. That's like a gift of mine. They need to accept confusion as part of their mental process. And if they're able to do so, they will always discover that things become clear in their own time. These kinds of abstract minds cannot solve their own problems, but are good at telling stories and recreating experiences that will inspire others. And I think that that is very, very powerful of a frequency for this new moon. And you would think it's interesting that it happens right here in the space of the mind. And so it is a lot in the thought realm. It's the realm of inspiration and thoughts and creative ideas that come through us through the channel of the cosmic mind, which is technically that head center. I thought it would also be cool to take a look at where Mercury is, because Mercury is the ruler of this moon. And Mercury finds himself over here in the 40th gate. So I'll talk a little bit about the 40th gate as well, because the energy of the new moon, these inspired ideas will channel through this 40th gate where Mercury is at. And the 40th gate is in the ego center. And the ego center is the place of willpower. If you have a defined ego, you can prove things to the world. You came here to prove things to the world. You can make promises. You can keep those promises. You have the willpower to do and act and create and like provide. But if you have an undefined ego, you didn't come here to prove anything to the world. And so you have to be careful about making promises because you don't know whether you can keep them or not in that moment. You don't know whether you will have the willpower or not in that moment to actually do the thing that you're promising. So you just have to relax. Like you just get to relax, you know? But Mercury in the 40th gate, what is the 40th gate? And this is really interesting. The 40th gate is called the gate of aloneness. Another name for it is the deliverance. These are people who need to balance work and rest. I mean, how perfect is that right now during this Virgo energy, right? This is one of the 3 gates of aloneness, with the other 2 being the 33 and the 12. This is the gate of denial. These people are always sought after in life for the ability to work hard within a community, family, or business. This is actually very Virgo in a way. Traditionally, this is the hexagram of the breadwinner. However, this gate is in the ego center, of which a major theme is rest. And I've been doing a lot of that lately in my own way, allowing myself to do the things that are outside the scope of like what I would consider like, you know, the busy work of being on the computer and like typing things out and stuff and like doing computer stuff, and allowing myself to like actually create the environment that I want to live in that will support all my creative projects. But it feels like rest to me because I haven't had a chance to do these things in a long time, and I haven't been inspired to do them in a long time. And they're all happening right now during Virgo season, which is perfect. So these people, therefore, have to let everyone know where their boundaries lie and how much they are willing to give of themselves, as well as what they expect in return. They can be very firm in denying other people access to their willpower. Their time alone is extremely important to them. And so this gate of aloneness is basically where this energy of Mercury is at. And the energy of this 47th gate that we were just talking about is kind of being channeled through the 40th, through Mercury, which is the mind, but he's also the magician. So there's an energy of willpower connected to this, a type of willpower connected to this. And the beauty of this, when you look at this 40th gate through the lens of the gene keys, is that this 40th gate moves from the shadow of exhaustion to the gift of resolve, to the city of divine will. So we are being invited to let the will of God, the divine will, guide our action, right? Guide our willpower, guide our direction in a sense of where we're going to put our energy and our focus. This is also the archetype of the father, and right, the father. But anyways, this is actually a really beautiful frequency to be connecting to during this powerful new moon. So we have this energy of creativity and looking back at the past and getting an opportunity to set an intention for healing the past and transmuting the past and doing it in a way that is very personal to us, that where we are honoring ourselves, because the 40th gate has to honor itself, right? If you do too much, you're going to become exhausted, and you have to take care of your energy. You have to take care of, your boundaries. You have to have those clear boundaries. And so Mercury is helping us to set the clear boundaries. And then he goes direct the next day. And we feel the release of the pressure of that Mercury retrograde and able to maybe channel, understand, start to move forward with our thoughts, with our decisions, and with our communication. So maybe some of us have been feeling a bit quiet, like I don't want to talk, I don't want to say too much, very hermit-like with Mercury retrograde. And now we get to enter into a space where we may feel a little bit more comfortable speaking and communicating. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys for this beautiful new moon in Virgo through the lens of human design. I'm going to check the comments out real quick. Jeanette says, this is what I've been experiencing since Saturday. She doesn't have either gate, but she does have a defined ajna. Ping says, this is an incredible validation for me. Thank you. You're welcome. These are all open centers for Jill. Definitely me, says Raessa. Yes. So this is a really, really beautiful new moon. I highly recommend, if you have not gotten a chance to watch the astrology video, that you actually go check that out. And I posted a video on Instagram yesterday of my space and the way I've like reorganized it and how like very Virgo of me it was to do that. And so now that all my tarot cards are splayed out like within visual reach, and I could just reach and grab one, I was really inspired to pull a card for us today. And the card that I want to pull comes from this deck by Sahara Rose. It's an oracle deck, and it's called A Yogic Path. So we're going to pull a card from this deck. I have no idea why I picked this deck. I just looked at it and my whole being said, please pull a card from me. Like it was like talking to me, like, can you please pull one of these cards? Thank you very much. And I just grabbed it and it just felt so good. Like, oh God, when you have things organized, it just feels so good. So I'm going to shuffle these cards for a minute and see if we get a beautiful message for this new moon. Collective message for all of us from this yogic path. You know, it's interesting because this makes total sense that I was drawn to this deck too, because the yogic path is a path of commitment, but it's a path of dedication. And hello, Dawn, welcome in. And it is very ritualistic and very routine-like. We do a lot of, for example, like multiple day meditations, like 11-day meditations, 40-day meditations in the Kundalini yogic practice. And they actually are they activate that energy of Virgo, like be present, commit to a routine and schedule and like stick with it, because that sort of, that routine will help you in the long run. And it will actually help you to be more present here in the moment and focus on everything that's going on. It's also going to help you take care of your health, right? Any kind of meditation practice will help us take care of our body and our mind and find that balance. So that's very Virgo, very sixth house energy. So let's see what card is our message for this. Oh my God, I love this. Moon. And this is beautiful. I actually want to read from the book, so let me find it real quick and then I'll show it to you in a moment. I love this energy very, very much. This is a really beautiful frequency that we got over here. Where is it? Oh, wow, there's a lot of cards. Hilarious. All right, here we go. Page 77. This book is beautiful, by the way, also. Okay, so here we go. Let me show you the card. The card that we got is Samadhi. Look at this. Like, oh my God, right? The beautiful blue color speaks of the throat and it speaks of expression. I love the royal blue. You also have a person meditating and you can see that their heart, they're like floating and they have this luminescent energy, almost like auric energy around them. And their heart chakra is illuminated. And yesterday in the Virgo astrology video, I talked about how, according to the ancient Atlanteans, Virgo is connected to the heart chakra. So those are all powerful symbols coming through for us right now. We are connecting to the heart chakra, and connecting to the heart chakra is us tapping into Samadhi. So what is Samadhi? There's 8 stages of yoga, and this is the advanced state of meditation and absorption of the self. Have you noticed the signs of spiritual progress? Your daily practice has brought you to a place of stillness, and it is there where you experience Samadhi, the joining of all aspects of your being, physical, spiritual, mental and emotional. Samadhi is the deepest level of awareness when you experience supreme bliss, consciousness, and enlightenment. Your human consciousness has become one with cosmic consciousness, and your soul has realized that it is far more than a mind and a body. Celebrate the reunion of your soul and spirit, for you are a microcosm of the macrocosm. That is our beautiful message for this new moon in Virgo. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Thank you so much for being a part of this beautiful community. Please come join us in the global community. We're going to celebrate this new moon tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then on Friday evening, we are going to do a mini readings with Raven on the channel. So you can get on the list. We already have people getting on the list. So I was telling everyone, if you want, get a reading on Friday with me and Raven, get on the list now. So I hope you guys have a beautiful new moon and hope to see you guys here on Friday. And I will see you all again very soon. And make sure that you sign up for our Tarot Masterclass. It is going to blow your mind. Tarot Masterclass starts in 1 week. Sat Nam, and see you Friday.